Howdy and welcome in. If I seem completely crazy, it's because I absolutely am today. So I just got like halfway through a video and I realized that I had like food in my beard. So I had to delete the whole thing and start over. This is unbelievable. So it's the liability of having a beard. Anyways. Yes, I'm completely crazy, but I'm also completely thankful to the 4,658 new subscribers. Thank you so much. That's exactly correct. 4,658 new subscribers to my channel in 28 days. You have made me feel incredibly loved and important. And to all of those who now trust me to bring information and some humor to your lives, thank you so much for accepting me, because I know I can be a bit much from time to time, meaning every day of my life. So thank you so much to all of you. Why we're here today is I wanted to do some holiday themed videos. And of course, over the last year, every time I thought about doing, my antique Halloween collection and my jack-o'-lanterns and my holiday decorations for Halloween, I missed the date. And then I tried to do one for Christmas, and I almost missed the date this last year. So I wanted to be ahead of the curve, and I wanted to do a Valentine's Day video, and then I divided it into two. So this is part two. I don't know when part one's going to air, and I don't know when this one's going to air, and they might be out of order, so I didn't want to say. The first one is on jewelry. Here are a few examples of the jewelry that I had in the video. This 7-carat diamond and 14-karat gold heart, both pin and pendant. So it's a brooch and also a pendant on an awesome 14-karat gold chain. I did several videos on my love token bracelets, Victorian love token bracelets in one, and then my puffy hearts in another. And I think this bracelet was in that video, but this is in the other Valentine's Day video. So if you want to see some puffy heart bracelets that are loaded with really cool old heart charms, please go over and check out the other portion of this video, which will be linked in the description. I'm getting better at that, finally. And then also this Bakelite heart necklace. And I have the matching brooch to this, and I bring it in the video as well. So if you're into Bakelite and you love heart-shaped jewelry, this necklace and pin is featured in the other video. So that's kind of the teaser. I had to do that to get that done. Also, if I seem extremely happy, it's because I truly am. Down deep, it's been a few trying months with a lot going on in my life. And I am extremely happy and very thankful for all of you. So thanks again for changing my life. And then look at this. Oh, look, I'm peering over this. I should use that for the thumbnail. So anyways, this is completely filled with the ephemera that we're going to talk about, the Valentines and the early Valentines. This came from... this was an estate sale, and I believe this was more Montrose. No, this was Medina County, Ohio. And then this one is from an auction. Look, I'm peering over this. This could be the thumbnail too. So this is completely loaded with Valentines and ephemera. And I'm going to go camera down so we can get close in on these. So it's not about my face and my backdrop. I guess we could do these larger ones now. Let's do this real quick. But look at these that articulate. Look at this one. Are you kidding? Are you absolutely kidding for an awesome vintage Valentine that articulates? Look at that faithful companion with the large puffy heart necklace. And these always had great sayings. I love you, dog. It looks like dog something doggone well. Yeah, there we go. So isn't that amazing that they have play on words as well? Most of these were printed in Germany. This one probably is. Most of these were printed in Germany. And that simple mechanism with that kind of easel back. A lot of times these are script signed by the person that gave them. Rust and corrosion on that kind of staple that keeps that together. But always make sure that these are complete. This one, mechanical, it's probably worth about $35 retail. Years ago, you could get these for like, $2 to $3. Now they're through the roof. And only going up. And supposedly there's now a surge. I don't know if this is true or not because I'm not in the crafting world, but there's a surge in these kind of die cut things. Look at this one, how those feet just kind of rock it back and forth on that simple mechanism. But a cat, anthropomorphic, dressed as a human with a little love letter in her dress. and signed on the back. It looks like it either says Aunt Carolyn or Anne Caroline. Fountain pens signed on the back, script signed. Of a gone by era, and again, that one, maybe that one's like, since it's mechanical, it's probably 25 or 35. Again, years ago, it was like $2 to $3. Now they're through the roof. This one's very interesting. And I wanted to do this one camera up. So when you spin this really quick, see how that reveals that like hidden image of the kissing couple, but that's hidden until you spin this. And then it reveals itself of a kissing couple. And it says, spin around and you'll see that I love you and you love me. Isn't that like the sweetest thing? And then look at the two little cats. That looks like Jeremy's Morris, and that looks like Jeremy's little Tishy cat. That is fantastic with the violets on the outside. Then the best part is, there's the signature on the back, to and from, and I love seeing that was actually given. And then when you fold out this easel back, when you fold this, see there's a string across here. Watch what happens when I go to set up this easel back. And I don't do this frequently because I don't want to pull on this. But when you put up the easel back on the back of this, it pulls that cord and opens up those two honeycomb hearts. We don't make cards like this anymore these days. I have seen a couple companies start to create more mechanical cards, and I got one in the mail from one of my viewers and one of my YouTube family now, and she sent me a mechanical card of dogs that were in like a row, and when you unfolded the card, you pull a little tab and the one dog's head moved back and forth and one of the dog's tails moved on the card. It was absolutely incredible. So I think there will be a surge in such things. On this one, more complex, this one could be more along the lines of like 45 or 55. That's an awful lot of money for just a piece of paper. And I'm talking retail sale to, end consumer when I talk about prices. This one's just distinctive and very cool and unusual. Unfortunately, it's very flashed out by the camera, but I love this boy and girl. Look how adorable with her original little bow on her headpiece and the easel back that folds out. And the sentiment and the messages on these were always so incredible. Look at his little boots and his stockings pulled up and how he's looking at her with such affection. And look how sweet and innocent with her little shoes, her little like kind of saddle shoes or Mary Jane's at the time. This one, super cool for early. And someone would sign the front. And this one's more turn of the century, more around 1900 on this one. So 1900, 1910. Look at that beautiful bouquet of flowers and then that festoon of hearts. Some of these, when I look at them, I just go crazy because they're just so amazing. This one's, newer. This was like traded in school. We all remember these from grade school. And I used to love getting and giving Valentines in school. I used to love it. Look at this one with a little mail carrier of all those love letters with that cute little hat on and the roses. And look how sweet and cool. So that's considered a die cut. So there was a die that was actually made and then cut the paper. A lot of times the surface of the paper is also embossed. So it gives it much more dimension. A lot of care and a lot of skill went into these. I think this is a matched pair. Let me see. Oh, this is. Well, it's kind of a matched pair. So we've kind of got these two, and these are also mechanicals. So look at this one. When you tilt the hat, the eyes go back and forth. That looks like me when I'm in trouble. When I go, look how good I've been today. That's me. And then, and this was me back in the day. So coy and so cute and so innocent. Not anymore. So look at that though. Look how sweet she is. Are you kidding? That should be the thumbnail, and I should get a feather fan and pretend like and then I can put her here and put a fan, and then I can look at her this way. That could be a cute thumbnail. So I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyways, so I really, truly love these. I've always been so fascinated by these Valentines. And then the fold downs, these are more turn of the century with the honeycombs that fold out. And then that multiple figural. Look how complex that would be. But this is more 1900, turn of the century. A lot of these, again, made in Germany. Reinforced paper with such tape. You know, collectors and purist collectors are not a fan of it. This is more 30s, 40s, definitely on the back of this. And let's see if it's dated. BUZZA, copyright pending. So no, that's definitely, it's really washed out. There we go. I'll hold them at an angle. So there we go. I do want you to see these because the detail is just amazing. We'll just flip through them. And hopefully you will start to see ones that really resonate with you. And I thank you so much for joining in. And I was going to go camera down. I don't think I need to today. I don't think I need to. This was a favorite. And this is a blimp. And the blimp, when you open this, you kind of carefully, because it's so, so old. You don't want to ever ruin these. But when you open this, the blimp opens into the honeycomb, and then that pins over here with that little pin stay. Those are very hard to find so complete with that die pressed and die cut surface of all the flowers, and probably made in Germany more than likely. But look at that with the little easel back that sets that up. That one, because it's blimp related, if you get a blimp collector, they might pay more than a Valentine's collector. And then all reinforced on the back here. So someone lovingly reinforced this with like early paper tape to make sure that that didn't fall apart. Value on that, that's debatable. 25 on the lowest end, and then 50 to 55 on the highest end, and that's going retail again. I have done paper shows. I did the big show in Canton for a few years, and it was all based on like paper, ephemera, and the like. And I by no means was an expert, but I knew what I liked. And I dealt in old photographs as well. I've recently gotten out of that because it just got too competitive, too competitive for my liking. And when something isn't fun anymore to collect or deal in, that's when I vacated that area. I go right back to jewelry though, because that's what I've loved the most. And I guess I've been the best at, I guess I could say. But these were always considered. And most of these had been in my permanent holdings. That one folds out. Just got to be really careful with these. Look at the hands, the clasped hands. And then that little cart of flowers that the doves are holding and carrying, and then the two doves above that fold out. Really beautiful when you think about the sentiment that went into presenting these from people. This has always been one of the favorites of the collection. This is clearly Art Nouveau, and that would be right around probably 1900 to 1915, and that's an original. And look at her. That could also be the thumbnail. I could use her. Yeah, I could use her for the thumbnail because that stare is just so powerful. And I get distracted by those because then I think about that being given to someone at the turn of the last century, previous century. And then I think about the jewelry that she was presented with. And then I have those pieces in my collection, and it kind of completes the circle for me in a way. I get a little bit emotional about those things because I feel like I'm just watching over these pieces for a little while. Well, I kept this one. This is a homemade job, and someone just didn't have money to buy someone a card. And was from moderate means, and came home and got construction paper and made this, probably much like their dog at the time, Boston Terrier. Look at the face. And then this, has the Cupid on it. And then you open this up, and there's a saying on the inside that was handwritten. And that person, that's a labor of love. And my family came from very moderate means. So that one meant a great deal. That one tugs at my heartstrings as well. This is interesting. So on the flip side of that, this is a person with an awful lot of money at the turn of the century, 1900 again. And this dragonfly woman with those violets and those wings, and look at the face and that beautiful hair. And then it's down these ribbons that then have this constant station. So this likely would have been, folded up. So it probably was folded like this, and then put into an envelope and presented to the person. And then once she received this, it was in the sayings. Let's see if we can get in on that. Boy, there we go. See how that's embossed as well? I talked about the die cut, border, but then see how that's embossed as well. And so look at the skill it would take to put this together. And there's part of the saying. And then there's another love sentiment on the back there. And I just think that that is... that's just awesome. So that, you know, that family had, you know, had a lot of money and was able to buy that. You know, the opposite of the Boston Terrier, hand constructed. This always got me. Look at these kind of Campbell Soup kids. Look at that. It's just awesome. And then this folds out as well. So the little fence, I don't want to do it because I don't want to break it, but the little fence does fold out. So he's kind of dimensional in front of her, like, you know, the 1930s version of Romeo and Juliet, you know, as children. Really amazing. And the little hearts on the shutters and the little, you know, tulips in that container and the sunflowers. Look at his hat, you know, look at his hat, his little outfit. It just gets me going, you know, gone by era, and something that we as antique dealers really do appreciate, the small things, you know, at least I always have. And then when I go through these, I kind of reminisce over, you know, like past lives in a way, you know, lives that were very well lived, but they made sure that the loved ones knew. This is from 1911, and someone might say, no, that's, you know, much newer than that. No, it was presented in 1911, and there's fountain pen writing and presented in 1911, and so in such good condition. And ephemera is so fragile, you know, you look at it wrong and it's missing parts or components. I think this does, let's see if they wrote on the inside. No, but it's got a beautiful, beautiful verse on the inside. And I always say, just be real careful and real slow with these pieces. Can't believe we're already 16 minutes in. It doesn't feel like I've been on that long with all of you. I hope I'm never boring. So I hope I'm not. But look at that one for a Valentine that was then hung on the wall and displayed in the home so proudly, because these were expensive. The layered ones were very expensive. And then just a few more. There's so many more in the bottom of this box, but I only want to do a few more in this, then we'll get to the cigar box. Look at the blimp on this one. So we've got that dirigible and the lady with the mandolin, and the wild violets and the honeycomb. I don't want to fold that all the way down because I don't want to break it, but that blimp of flowers, you know, so whimsical and so beautiful. And then there's this one. And these, the larger they got and the more complex they got. A lot of times when I got into estates and I did estate sales, families would frame these pieces and they kept them in like those shadow box frames, because they knew that they were fragile, but they also knew that they were from admirers of, you know, throughout their generations and throughout their family. This one was just cool because it had so many layers and so many little pockets that then other little, you know, postcards could then be stuck in, you know, greeting cards and postcards could then be stuck in those areas and then framed and hung on the wall and revered. Let's see, this one. Oh, this one was really simple, but very cool. Look at that for the like little heart on the washboard. You wouldn't think that that's a Valentine, but it most certainly is. And look at Cupid, you know, hanging out the hearts to dry. You know, I think that goes in this. Or maybe did I keep this one? Because what did I keep this one for? Let's see here. Some of these, I think that this one was a homemade jobby of some sort of cut paper and then, you know, mailed in 1913. Look at the stamp on that as well. So I've always been in the writing, you know, are you kidding me? And we're not taught cursive these days. Don't get me started on that. So I'll never understand that. So let's see here. Oh, these. And I didn't show these because, and I forgot, did I mention my eBay? I think I may have. Or was that in the first one when I had stuff in my beard? So I don't think I mentioned my eBay. So people have been asking about my eBay. There's my eBay seller information. And I haven't talked about it on my channel in months because I don't feed my eBay off my YouTube and vice versa, but there's my eBay. It is linked on my main page, so if you wanted to go over and see what I have for sale, I normally have about 700 items up at a given time, and right now, because of pouring my heart into YouTube and all of you, I think I'm down to like 410 listings. So, but I've sold 300, so I'm grateful. There's no complaints whatsoever. These are the Christmas ones, and I'll do a whole one on some of my die cut Christmas, but these were some of the beautiful die cuts that were Christmas related. Let's see if I can block out the light and tip that. There we go. That one's turn of the century, 1900 to 1915. And then this one is an orange outfit Santa, and he's had a rough life, but look at him look at that, in an orange outfit. And anytime you get a Santa in a different colored outfit, collectors go bonkers for it. So that's almost Dresden. You can see where that was die cut and attached to the sheet. So, you know, kind of ripped off of the sheet. There is a tear here, but look how cool he is. And if you could put him on a wire-wrapped Christmas ornament, he'd be worth like, you know, $300 to a collector. So that's really cool. So keep that. And this one I loved. This one I'll have to bring back for a Christmas ephemera. There we go. And we'll tip her down. Look at that face of that winter angel with crushed mica glitter across her surface. That really makes her look so lifelike, and look at that face. And again, embossed and die cut, but we're not here to talk about Christmas ephemera. We're here to talk about Valentine's Day. So in this box, I guess I should have done it light box because these are the really small ones. I'll flick through these really quick, and I hope you've enjoyed this show and tell. We'll just go really, really fast. This is going to be a speed round, so stay tuned. So in this are all of these, and again, some are just incredible Art Deco with the two kids in the car, and this fold down. So this has the honeycomb on the inside and those angels kind of forging love or forging the hearts. Incredible detail in these and absolutely beautiful graphics. Most of these smaller ones were children at school. I love this. Key yourself to the fact. And there was another portion of this, and this is only a portion of that, so it's probably 2 cards that were shared by someone, so the other message is on the other card. I just love that. And you could see where there was another portion to that. And then on the inside, let's see, it says, oh, here we go. That's, okay, so this would have had a mate, and it just says that you're my Valentine. So key yourself to the fact that you're my Valentine. And then there was another one. A lot of times these were like toggled together. And then one friend got one and the other one got the other. A forever friendship in a way. Look at me peering through that. I should do that as the thumbnail. I don't know. My brain just, yeah, I am a squirrel. I'm part squirrel. That's all there is to it. That one's just great. I really love all of these equally, and that face on this one. And I love that bold red background. So let this be the fire round. Love this one too, the forget-me-not flowers. Look at the strength of that Cupid, quiver and arrows. Incredible. And this one's so flapper. That one's so like, late 30s into the 40s, at least the style of her with, it's probably more 40s because of the flouncy dress, or more 50s because of the flouncy dress, but definitely a nod to, Deco. These two were interesting because these shouldn't be in here, but I also collected early advertising. So this is a Heinz company, and it's a pickle, and it's got all the Heinz information on the back of it. It had been glued down to an album, at a time, but most people were keeping these advertising or trade cards in albums at the time. We don't want to see that, but it happens. Value on that, I can't make a comment. I loved that this was open here with this small childlike clown or mime, and I loved that frame, faux like wooden frame with the applied ends, and that's for a piano company out of Chicago. So someone in Chicago that wants a Chicago trade card, they would be the ones to consume this. And these two are my favorites, so we'll wait on those for until the end. Look at the little dog, and then look at this one with that little person in jail. And then of course, I love the small ones that articulate these eyes that go up and then come down and go up and then come down. Oh, absolutely love that. Love, love, love. This is just beautiful. Some are just pretty, I guess I could say that. I guess I'm allowed to say that some are just pretty. Some are just simply beautiful. And this one's hilarious. That was me as a kid. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. So I should do a YouTube short on this. Num 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 num. Num 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 num. Ah, that is the best. I gotta do a YouTube short on that one. We'll see how many views I get. Maybe I'll get 1 million views on the num nums. I'm gonna set that one out. So, and thanks for letting me have some fun with all of you. I really do appreciate your kindness and sometimes giving me forgiveness when I'm completely out of my mind. Singing cats, that was probably a trade card as well. Don't know why it's in with the Valentines, but it is. Ephemera. Love that. It's more Christmas. And then some more anthropomorphic cats, like singing and playing, and some dogs and a cat orchestra. The two I wanted to save for the end are the two of my favorites, and I love these very much. So look at this one with the girl on the horse, and the horse's head moves. And so the horse's head goes up and down like that. And then look, the little boy, when you pull this, he peeks around the corner. So look at her kind of nervous, anticipating. And then here he is to save the day with his little basket of hearts. And very much so. Great graphics. And then there's this one. And I'll leave you for the rest of the day. This one unfolds as well. So this one moves out of the way. And then these two mischievous kids. And then the cow with his swing head on that little rivet. Again, to find these complete, with all the shoes, the hands, the hat, all these tips, always look at these, the areas that are the most prone to break off, especially the horns on that cow, because that would be the first thing to break off. And the construction of these, the way those are put together, a lot of people on YouTube will always forget to show you the mechanisms or how things are constructed. I always try and show you the front, back, and side of everything on my channel so you can see what's original and what's not. Thank you so much for joining in. I think that's it for the day. Please go over to the other Valentine's Day video. I appreciate your time and your attention and enjoying my collections. I have so much more to show you in terms of general line antiques, oil paintings, bronzes, lamps and lighting, L.A. Smith glassware, you name it. I have so much more to share this year, so I so appreciate you joining in. Go forward with peace and kindness, and again, always remember, because it's 100% true, I absolutely love you because I do.